Obviously, we go back a few weeks, and I've seen the arc of your career, Mike, and you're now the managing director of Chip Ganassi Racing, where you've won a few races.
Yeah, we
You,
have.
yeah,
Yeah.
and a few championships. Do you keep track of how many races and championships you win?
No, because I think that's paralyzing, frankly.
Yeah,
I know it's important. I get that part of it. But the reality is if somebody asks the question, a specific question about a race, a championship, what year, and so on, I'll rely on somebody inside our communication group I'll go to them and say, what was that all about, or what was that? And then I'll
yeah,
remember it certainly. And maybe someday we'll put it all together somewhere. But it's never in my, I don't know. Paul, we started out about the same time together. And at the time, I was just able to be lucky enough to scratch the surface in the right way to get going on the career path that I chose, which has led me to where I am now. And I've never stopped trying to win the next race.
yeah. That's something you were always good about, was focusing on being in the moment and doing what you could in that moment to achieve success. I think I've written about it in Racer on Racer.com this year. Is that when I was attempting to be a racing driver, like you were attempting to be a racing driver, I had the good fortune or misfortune of trying to make an excuse to you about a qualifying performance, and at Riverside, I think in 1979, and you stopped me cold and said something like, "I thought you wanted to be a racing driver," and you're showing real potential as an excuse maker. Uh,
Yeah.
and then the next thing you said is racing is learning, and you said it with such force,
Mm.
yeah, that I've never lost that in my mind and my mindset. And I think you look at almost everything that way.
Yeah, I always have. The word that I really don't like, there's a two-letter word that I dislike, and it's if. If uh, it doesn't matter whether it's a race driver or somebody that works for us or just somebody generally, that maybe the person that helps you with your lawn, when they say, if this would have happened, if that would have happened, that means to me that they just didn't try hard enough. And
Right.
so what you try to do is just take the positive side of that and try to help them understand how to get that word out of their vocabulary. And I think that's what we do in racing. If over time, if you want to be successful, that's the first thing you do.
Yeah, I think so. And it was good being around that, by the way, when I was younger. That kind of mindset. That's the pure racer's mindset. You have your future in control, and you're trying to process what's happening and learn as quickly as you can, and learn faster than the people you're competing with,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
inside the car and out. And you've had a really great run with Chip. I think, did you start with this team in 1992?
I did start with Chip in '92. He'd had the team prior to that. I wasn't a founding father of Chip Ganassi Racing by any stretch, but he certainly was. And Tom Anderson was very, very instrumental in that from the very beginning with Chip. Uh, and they came out of Patrick Racing together and formed a team that became where we are today. And I owe a lot to Tom, certainly, for helping me when I arrived with Chips. And my job with Chip, frankly, at the time was to work on the architecture for the competition side of the business.
Right.
And, but yeah, June 1992 is when I started with Chip.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Again, the continuity that you've had there, and you've had a high level of continuity and staff, and that's certainly been a foundation for success. And you've gone into all of these different forms of competition now. Everybody, I think, knows this team as one of the premier IndyCar series teams ever. But tell me about the other things that you're undertaking in 2022 and going into 2023.
I think first of all, it's defined by culture, Paul. The the culture we've established allows us to be able to use people to change our model, to change where we're going, to enhance it and broaden it quite a bit. So we do, for a long, long time, since 2004, we've been involved in some form of sports car racing.
Right.
We started with the Grand Am series with the it was well underway by the time we started with it, but we were really lucky. We had a partner with Carlos Slim and Lexus at the time that really got us. That was a big springboard for us, and that really got us into sports car racing and winning races. We did, you know what? When we started sports car racing, there are two forms of sports car racing still to this day. One is endurance racing, and one is sprint racing.
Yeah.
They handed it to us at the endurance races at the beginning. You know, we were a bunch of open wheel guys that wanted to go sports car racing in the worst way, because all of us kind of had that in the back of our mind. We always wanted to go to Le Mans. We always wanted to go to Daytona. We always wanted to go to Sebring, but we were never able to because we were concentrating on open wheel racing. So we go to Daytona 24 hours, and it rained for 18 to 24 hours that year, the first year we were there. And we certainly learned how to misuse a squeegee. But that was about the only positive side of that. But we won the championship. We won four races, four sprint races, which we were really good at, and had Max Pappas and Scott Pruitt. So that was the second thing, or maybe the most important thing that we're good at, and that is having talent.
Yeah.
Work with the talent that we have on board from the building that travels to the racetrack, and that together with teamwork is how we win. And so that goes back to your original question. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
We just continue to increase this workforce with mentors that have been with us for a long time, working with the people that come in the building and want to win races. And Chip has such a great knack for not only the people that hold on to the steering wheel, but the people that work on the cars.
Yeah.
He's such a one sentence motivating guy, frankly, and people want to work for him, and he wants them to win together. And the partners that come along commercially then make all that happen for us. We raced last weekend in Uruguay with Extreme E,
Yeah.
and that's been a great foray into electric racing for us.
It's a very interesting departure for your team. Have you learned anything from doing this that you really didn't know or understand?
Well, we've learned we still want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've learned quite a bit.
Which is, I think we live in a world now where there are people that really are progressive and are looking forward to the changes in technology coming. They see the world around them changing, and there are people that believe, oh, that can't happen. We can't have this technology be part of the racing vernacular. But the racing has always been a race to the future. You're trying to get to the future faster than your competition. So when I look at this, are you really on a mission to understand this type of vehicle?
I think we're doing it in two different manners currently. Well, actually, three different manners. We're doing it with all electric with Extreme E. LMDH will have a hybrid component to it next year.
Right.
We're testing the hybrid component for IndyCar racing presently for Honda. So we're doing the Honda side of testing. That'll be a 24 product in IndyCar racing. But here's the reality of racing, and you can study it all the way to the back to when the wheel was created. And once the wheel was created, people that actually produced vehicles for sale as a result of all of that. Racing has always been about the advancement of that technology.
Yeah.
Because it's been fully supported by the manufacturers.
Yes.
Racing is about forecasting change faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the direction it's going will still provide terrific entertainment, viable racing, and the thing that all of us enjoy, because you and I, Paul, we started out as fans. We fell into it after that, and the people who are fans want to see wheel-to-wheel action, and that's what we need to see with the future technology.
Well, I'm sure that will be present, and I think that the other reality that I think we all have to accept is the generations that are coming in. the people who've lived most of their lives in this century have a different expectation than those who lived the majority of their lives in the prior century.
Yeah.
And they consume content, consume media, view the world through a different lens. What is the core spirit of Chip Ganassi Racing?
The answer is priority. As a team of people, what we do is we define priority, and it's not based on need. It's based on direction. How do we get to where we need to go the fastest way together based on what the priority is, and broom agenda out the door, individual agenda. That's really the key to the whole thing.
That's profound, actually. We need more of that in society as well, because getting to the future faster is the mission of racing. Ultimately, that's why it was created. So, and when you're in the process of managing a race weekend or managing prep for a race weekend, but these race weekends are really intense now. COVID compressed everything, so you got to show up, not just reacting. You got to show up proacting to achieve success. And when you work as a team, what's the number one thing you look for in a teammate? Somebody that's going to be a lead person with it, be it a driver, be it a person working on a race car, anybody on that team. What do you look for? That's the common thread.
Somebody that's open-minded and somebody whose ears actually work. Those two things together are really important. And then the fact that they communicate what they see to each other. I'm not writing a management book here, but the reality of management of people is the fact that you have two distinct paths of direction.
Yes.
You can line everybody up like a bunch of penguins. And you can create an enormous amount of success that way because you're well organized, you have checklists, you have all the things that go with that side of in this case, a business model, and it works really, really well. Or you can take the other approach, which is more a blue collar approach where you have a flat landscape of people and everybody really works together and they listen to each other fully. And they're willing to accept each other. And yet there's that free-spirited openness about the fact that this is fun.
Yeah.
We're having fun here. Racing is not a complicated business. We just race cars. That's what we do. And guess why we do it? Because we enjoy beating the heck out of each other. And we're competitive people, and the instrument is the race car.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so much fun. And if you stop having fun doing it, stop.
Yeah.
Because it's a terrific place to be. It's great to work inside the industry. It's great to see that technology and innovation, certainly. And it may be tough for some people to accept change, but man, get with it, because that's how you maintain a speed advantage in this business.
And we have another saying around racers: victory travels at the speed of thought. I've seen that so many times. People in the moment making decisions in the face of adversity many times that win races and championships because they're still focused on climbing to the goal rather than what they might have to lose. I've seen your team do that repeatedly. That's one of the things that inspires me most about racing and watching your team. And I love Chip's one-liner about I like winners. Well, I do too.
In the worst of times, you have to find the best in yourself and what's going on. And we all go, every day we have issues that seem to be stumbling blocks for us. And I think you have to treat them as speed bumps.
Yeah.
And you just have to be as positive as you can be in your own mind, whether you display it or not. At the same time, racing is such a difficult business. In order to be successful in this business, understand the difference between your professional and personal life.
Yeah.
Frankly. And that for me has always been a very, very difficult thing. If I had it to do all over again, I probably would do it the same way. I love what I do. And it gets me up in the morning still. So hopefully I keep doing it for a day or two longer, and we can have more conversations like this, Paul, as we go forward.